Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful morning and we're shooting at this beautiful location out here. And today we will be doing a review of my Royal Enfield Himalayan. We have noticed the escalation of the demand of off-roading motorcycles in the Indian market in today's date, and the Royal Enfield Himalayan is truly what sets the trademark. The Royal Enfield Himalayan is truly the benchmark setter of the off-roading segment, as the Hero Impulse, which was the first one to come into the market, did not impress the market so much. It had a very underwhelming engine with the 150cc engine, which did not produce much of a power to provide that impression to the Indian market. But it was the Himalayan which then started to set a trademark for off-roading motorcycles to come down in the market. In today's date, we have a bunch of new off-roading motorcycles currently in this segment, which are doing absolutely fantastic in the market. But the Himalayan is truly very unique and approachable by the Indian market for numerous reasons. This fantastic motorcycle is powered with a single-cylinder 411cc engine, which produces a power of 25 PS when it is at 6500 rpm. This vehicle's engine can actually turn out to be a little underwhelming to some people, but from my point of view, I feel like it does the job pretty decently. This vehicle is actually an excellent highway tourer, and you would actually enjoy all your rides on the highway extremely well. In the city, it might not impress you as much, but when it goes to the highway, it is truly commendable. The reason why the Royal Enfield Himalayan truly stands out in the segment of off-roading motorcycles is because of the torque which this engine produces. This engine actually produces a torque of 32 Newton meter when it is at 6500 rpm, which is absolutely fantastic when you are off-roading. The suspension travel which you get along with this vehicle is absolutely fantastic. It actually offers 41mm telescopic forks in the front, which has a suspension travel of nearly 200mm, and it has a monoshock at the back which produces nearly 180mm of suspension travel. The suspension travel of this motorcycle is so fantastic that you would not be cussing a pothole or a bad patch of road, and you would be actually appreciating because this vehicle just glides over them as smooth as butter. The one point where I can feel that Royal Enfield could have done a little better, that it could have offered a 6-speed gearbox, as this vehicle goes beyond 5000 rpm, there is a constant requirement of the 6th gear which is felt by the rider. The 5th gear is no doubt completely nice, it feels very approaching, but a 6th gear could have just made things a lot more smoother and a lot better for the rider who is riding this beautiful motorcycle. The one place where the Royal Enfield Himalayan might not impress you as much is its braking performance. The bike features a 300mm front disc brake and a 240mm rear disc brake. We have a little intruder out here who is completely curious about what is happening. Right, coming back to the point that it offers a 300mm front disc brake and a 240mm back disc brake, which might not impress you. Oh, we have another one. Which might not impress you as much, but it does the job fairly enough, but it is a point where things could have been a lot more better for the rider. The tires which this bike produces, which I personally feel like is the best possible tire you would get in any bike in this particular segment, it features a 21-inch front tire and a 17-inch rear tire, which is extremely smooth when you are in a bad patch of road or you are just doing a trail. The Royal Enfield Himalayan can truly be considered to be a purposeful bike, as it is more focused on purpose rather than aesthetics, and it truly justifies that thing. We would notice that it is not packed with much of technology, as it is completely a raw and a powerful machine. It gets a halogen front headlamp and a LED tail lamp. But I guess the BS6 2021 edition still gets a halogen front lamp, which could have been a change by Royal Enfield, but it still remains to be the same, and I guess it also does the job pretty decently. Starting from the front, we talked about the headlamp, and the next thing we would be talking about is this windscreen. The windscreen actually helps in protecting the wind blast pretty decently, but I guess it could have been a little extended, but I guess a little bit of modifications on the windscreen can also help the rider in protecting themselves against the wind blast when they are post the speed of 80. I personally feel like the mirrors which Royal Enfield offers with this bike is absolutely useless, because this round mirror does not have any visibility, and most of it is blocked by the rider's shoulder and the entire hand, and it does not provide any visibility on the back. I feel like the mirrors could have been enhanced in a lot better ways, and the round mirrors are completely useless, and I guess there is an upgradation on the mirror, but to me, on this particular bike, the round mirrors does not function. With many off-roading bikes actually scaring riders with a smaller height, because these are actually extremely tall motorcycles, but this vehicle, despite of being a tall motorcycle, can actually be very helpful for the rider, as it features a very comfortable 800 seat height, which is extremely doable by a rider of any height, and getting onto this motorcycle might not be a tough task for anyone. The Royal Enfield Himalayan can truly protect you in any sort of an road. The torquey engine is actually producing enough power for you to not let your bike stall if you are doing any hard off-roading trails, and it would just get you over without any problem. This vehicle actually is pretty decent to look, and it is absolutely beautiful to ride, and me being a personal rider of this particular motorcycle, I'm completely blown away by the performance which it shows. Now there are quite a bit of problems which is completely expected from Royal Enfield, I guess, and there is a constant requirement of servicing on this bike, but I guess it would not disappoint the rider at any moment, because this bike itself is so engaging and so indulging that the rider is so much in love that all the problems might seem absolutely disappearing. The next thing which we would be focusing upon on this bike is this beautiful digital console. Now, it's not actually a completely digital analog, but it still features numerous factors, and it justifies all the numerous things which a rider should very importantly know over the bike. The first thing which we get on this bike is a beautiful speedometer. This speedometer also has a digital console which has numerous things to offer, such as the gear indicator, the time, the temperature of the engine, a side scan, the side stand indicator, and a trip meter. The next thing which the bike offers is this RPM meter, a fuel indicator, and surprisingly a compass. I don't know who uses a compass in today's date and who truly understands the usability of the compass, but to me, it does not work pretty decently. Now, the most amazing thing which I feel about this particular bike is that it comes with an inbuilt hazard system. This hazard system is truly very beautiful, and it does the job pretty decently without any aftermarket parts being put over on the bike. The Himalayan is truly a very commendable motorcycle and a very capable motorcycle of doing any sorts of an road, and it does the job pretty decently, and it provides enough performance for a rider to fall in love with this beautiful motorcycle. Now, coming to this particular beautiful motorcycle, this is, I guess, a 2016 edition of a bike, a BS3 model, and I guess it is a combination of absolutely raw power, as the BS4 and the BS6 editions of the Royal Enfield Himalayan is built in a lot technical way, and the torquey nature of the engine is not that good as well. But I feel like the BS3 engine is truly commendable, and it provides the raw nature of the engine is there to impress the rider. The one thing which I forgot where Royal Enfield could have done the job pretty well is right here in the clutch. Now, the clutch of the motorcycle might not feel that approaching, as it is extremely hard and stiff while you are riding, and a soft clutch could have done a lot better. But I guess there are numerous aftermarket parts available in the market which people can go for to get rid of this hard clutch. Now, we would be talking about the touring capabilities of this motorcycle. We would notice that numerous people love the Himalayan for the touring purposes, and me is in the part of few of those people. Now, this vehicle is absolutely fantastic for going on tours, because the performance it provides on the highway is fantastic. The vehicle features an amazing 15 liters fuel tank, which is very amazing, and once you fuel up a tank to the full capacity, you're good to go for a good distance of 350 to 400 kilometer range. Now, the bike mileage is also pretty decent, which would not allow the fuel to just get dried off that soon. It provides a mileage of nearly 33 to 35 depending upon the speed of the rider when it's on the highways, and in the cities we can expect a decent mileage of 28 to 31 when in the city. Now, talking about the capacity of the engine, I feel like the mileage it produces is pretty much justified, and it does the job pretty decently while touring. Now, it has numerous numerous options for attachment of touring like luggage carriers. Now there is this beautiful back rack which has the capability to carry nearly 5 kilos of weight, and there are also panniers and top box available from Royal Enfield itself, which people can go for having a beautiful touring setup on this motorcycle. Now it has fantastic options for putting down a saddle bag or a tail bag or even a claw bag in the end, and you're good to go for any distance undoubtedly. Now I guess I'll wrap up right here with the review of the bike, as I feel I personally have covered everything. Now talking about the ownership review of this bike is absolutely fantastic. I have not owned the bike for a very long period of time, but I personally feel like it is absolutely fantastic for a rider to own a Royal Enfield Himalayan. It has a beautiful road presence of itself, and the engine, it is very indulging to the rider, and it feels absolutely fantastic when you're hitting any patch of the road. For someone who is confused between if they should go for a Royal Enfield Himalayan or not, because there are numerous questions which people have about this bike, I would personally say hands down go with this bike, as this bike would never fail to impress you and would provide you with a beautiful riding experience for the longest period of time till you have this beautiful machine. Now that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys like the video. In case you do, hit the like button and support this channel by subscribing to the channel itself. I will see you guys in the next vlog. And hey guys, I hope you guys like the video, and in case you do, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you like the video. Now my bike is a fantastic motorcycle and I am absolutely in love with this bike. Now I call it Nexus because it connects with this. I connect to the bike in a completely different level, and I guess anyone who rides the Royal Enfield Himalayan would truly feel the same. What's your review about this bike? If you have taken a ride on this bike, do let me know in the comment section, and I will see you right there.